4 wins on the trot. Liverpool.
The plot Malaysia.
Hello, welcome to the plot Malaysia. This is our 8th episode of the new season. This is the show for the fans.
By the fans.
Woo! I'm sure, guys, you must be wondering, how come the switch of sides? Well. It's been an awesome week for at least one of us. Me, as you can see, and Hari is frozen at the moment. It's okay. He'll be back online. No problem at all. So if you guys, of course, watching this, of course, welcome to the Plot Malaysia. Do, of course, subscribe to our channel. And, of course, we are here to bring you all the reviews of the coming games in the weekend. Okay, Hari's back. All right, Hari is back.
Do hit the like button, guys. Do hit the like button. Subscribe to the show. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, keep supporting us, man. We need the help. We need the support.
Yeah, man. But how are you, Hari? How are you feeling this past couple of weeks? How's things going with you in the past week?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm good. Nothing. I mean, it's not people. It's so sad is that Liverpool draw a game and people take it as if we're supposed to be down, or we just drew a game, and Merseyside derby as well. We have drawn the last 9 or 10. I mean, out of the last 12 matches in Goodison Park in Everton, we have drawn 9, I think, out of the 12. So it's nothing different. It's a tough game. It's against a big rival, and we'll get into the game, I'm sure, shortly. But there were a lot of difficult circumstances. I mean, Everton got lucky in that game as well, right? The keeper pulled off a miraculous save. So all in all, disappointed. Could have been better with a win, but yeah, not disappointed, man.
Yep, absolutely, of course. So, guys, we're going to start out while the iron is hot. We're going to strike while the iron is hot. So we're going to actually do this, okay? We're going to be actually doing, starting off with, of course, the big match yesterday. So, Hari, of course, you know what went on yesterday. Did you catch the game, though?
Yes, I watched the game. Good game. Really good game. Really good game. Really good.
We're going to start off with the Man United v Arsenal game. Oh my goodness! Of course.
So Ram, question for you, man. Have you guys forgotten about the Glazer out already?
No. We still have that hashtag.
It's so funny. I see United fans out these days. I given a few games already. No one talks about Glazer out already. And basically, you guys basically are making them successful in what they want to do, man. Every time panic, protest, buy 3 players, keep them quiet.
No, I mean, for me personally, I'm still for Glazer out. I think a lot of fans. I watch a lot of fan channels as well. They are still talking about it. They are still in motion with Glazers out for sure. But yes, I mean, in respect to the game, of course, I was surprised the results, how it turned out. I was very impressed with the way United have started. I was very.
But why were you surprised with the way the result turned out? You guys were at home, man. United, the legendary Man United at home, and you're surprised you beat Arsenal.
No, I mean,
and Arsenal that didn't even qualify for the top 4 last year.
Yeah, but they were top of the table, Hari. They are still top of the table, and they've been flying since the season started.
5 games in, you're at home at Old Trafford. Why is that a surprise, man?
I mean, there's a surprise. It's a good surprise because, as you know me, Hari, we've been doing this show for how long? And every single time, we United play against these games, we always end up losing or we get trashed, and you've always seen my things very, very.
So I mean, speaking from I mean, obviously not neutral, biased perspective because I'm a Liverpool fan, but I mean, I wanted the game to end up in a draw yesterday. But I mean, having watched the game, I thought United were. I mean, I thought it was a good game. I thought United showed a lot of fight and character. But I have to say, I thought Arsenal were outstanding.
No, they were good.
I thought they played some unbelievable stuff, and I thought they really lived up to their reputation coming into the game. And I think they'll be a threat this year. The one thing I'll say is United showed a lot of guts, fight, and character in that game. That's how I thought. That's how I thought the game panned out. I didn't think Arsenal were inferior in any way. In fact, I thought Arsenal dominated large spells of that game.
Yeah, they did. Of course, possession-wise, Arsenal went to Arsenal, but of course, shots on target-wise, of course, went to United. United have a more clinical, in front of goal.
No,
of
but
course, with the pace going
this is.
forward.
I'm going to sound like sour grapes here, guys, and I want Ram. I want your
You-
perspective on the game.
okay, I'm not surprised. Go on.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna sound like sour grapes here, but if you watch our episode 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think it was, or 2 or 3 weeks ago, I said the same thing to you when Liverpool lost to United. So I'm going to
Yeah.
maintain that. I still think United haven't been tested, and I'll tell you why they haven't been tested. I maintained
Because
it a
early in the
few
season.
weeks ago. I'll say a few weeks ago that United beat Liverpool, and it was a tactic that Ten Hag. That's not Ten Hag's tactics. Ten Hag's
Okay.
football is possession, dominate a game, press high up the
Yeah.
field, high line. That's what he's known for. He tried to play that 2 games, the first 2 games of the year, he got hammered. He immediately switched to a counter-attacking style of play, which is defend deep in a low block and hit teams on the break. Basically,
Yep.
teams that play a high line, you hit them on the break because you've got a pace of Rashford in behind, etc. So you defend for large spells, you have 20-30% possession, and then you have space in behind for people like Rashford and Martial and Sancho, and you hit teams on the break. And if you notice, Southampton, they scraped by Leicester. I mean, Leicester, free fall, right? The bottom of the table, you scrape the result there. Arsenal play exactly like Liverpool. They dominate the game, they play high up the field, and they play with a high line. So what
Yep.
Ten Hag did was he played the same style, which was defend deep and hit on the break with space in behind for Rashford. My question is, when he plays against teams that defend deep, you cannot play like that. If you want to go for the league title, you want to go for the top four, you cannot do this consistently. You have to dominate the ball, and you will have to break down a low block. And when people like Rashford doesn't have space in behind, which is what has been proven in the last few seasons, he's not a very good player. He's not a very good link forward. He needs space in behind. It's the same for people like Sancho, etc. You saw them last year. So my question is, the test is when you play teams who are going to defend deep and ask you to come at them. Because right now, Ten Hag's teams are playing the way you come at us, we're going to defend deep. And that way, we don't give you space and we hit you on the break. So I think it's not the true reflection. It's not Ten Hag's football yet. People who are praising Ten Hag, my question to them is, yes, he's brought some fight and character. But if you remember, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when he first came in, the first 5 or 6 games that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the first half a season that he was in charge, you guys said he was the Messiah. And he was winning a lot of games, and his football was exactly like this: defend deep, hit on the break with space open. So what has Ten Hag done differently?
I think
This is not
no,
his
Hari.
football. He's not known for this football. This is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when he first started off.
Hari, there's a lot of things to say about this. I know, but the fact is now he's brought in the kind of players that could really link up the play from the back.
Tell me who he's brought in that
front.
can link up the play.
Of course, you look at Eriksen, for example.
I think Eriksen. I think Eriksen's a
brilliant.
top class. I think Eriksen's a top class player. Don't get me wrong, top class player.
Yep.
But you got to remember, Eriksen, when he was playing Ten Hag's football against Brentford, was made to look like a chimp. He was rubbish in that game and against Brighton. So basically, the football you're playing now is defend deep, and then Eriksen has all the space in behind to pick out Rashford and Martial and Sancho. Of course, he's going to thrive in that scenario. Another player that's getting a lot of praise right now, Lisandro Martinez. I think he's a good player. He's a fighter. But in my opinion, it's a lot easier to defend when you're defending deep. You've got people around you to support you. You've got defenders around you to support you. It's the most difficult thing when you're playing as a defender in a team that's playing a high line and dominating a game. Because then you have got to deal with one-on-one situations, defend strikers running up against you with a lot of space. There's no space for any attacker that plays against United now. So it's easy for Martinez. It's easy for Malacia. My only thing is, I keep saying this. Credit to United. They've got the results. They've shown fine character. But my issue with this is, what's the difference in football between what he's putting out now and what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did in the first 6 or 7 months he was in charge? I don't see any difference. It's not why he was brought in. And I think you will come up against stiffer tests when you play teams who will ask you to break them down. Because I don't think Rashford is a striker that can play against a low block. It's proven. So that's my point of view. That's my point of view. I think if you recall last year, I was proven right when I spoke about Arsenal and how they would become a top 4 challenger and
So
become a
so
title
now
challenger
you're
soon.
psychic now, about United.
No. All I'm saying is, at that point in time, everyone laughed at me and said, Arsenal, what are you talking about?
I didn't
And
laugh at
this
you.
year,
I didn't laugh at you. I
but you
didn't laugh
see
at
this year what they're doing. And I'm making another prediction here now that this is not the way. If this is why you brought him in, when you're going to come against Tess a lot tougher, when you're going to have to dominate a game, play a high line. And I think that's when he's going to be found out.
Okay, well said, Harry. I mean, I'm not gonna. I know. I think you have your own ways of saying what you
No,
want to say about United. So
I would be more impressed with United if with the United result if they came out, dominated Arsenal yesterday, like
no,
really
no. What
bullied them, dominated them.
That's the thing. I don't deny that as well, because we wanted more possession. Obviously, everyone you play at home, you want to have more possession of the ball. You want
No,
to
no, no,
control
no,
the
no, no, no,
game.
no. I
You know.
refuse that. I refuse that. I think his strategy is to give up possession. Because if you give up possession, then the
No.
team is playing a high line and you will have space in behind. It's very clear. His tactic is to give the team possession so you can hit them on the break.
And there you go. Eugene says that United are playing like Spurs. I don't think so. I think we are playing better than Spurs. That's for sure.
No, no.
But
Actually, you know what? I'm going to give Eugene credit here.
okay.
If you ask me to compare style-wise, the both of you are playing very similar right now. I mean, but obviously, the Conte is known for that football, right? That's
Yeah.
Conte's football. Conte plays that football. Ten Hag is not known for this football. So Conte is playing the way he's meant to play. Ten Hag is not playing the way he normally
That
plays, which is
I
why
mean,
my concern is this is not him.
no. That is why then I keep saying, he wants to play a certain way, but right now there's a lot of room for improvement. He has not played the style yet. Yes, you're right. He's trying to get the formation. He's trying to get the results. He's trying to boost that confidence in the players, and then you will slowly start seeing the players start picking up. Why do you think McTominay is starting over Casemiro? Because McTominay has been performing. Obviously, he's going to see a change in terms of the rhythm, in terms of the players that are going to be starting in the next few games. So it's going to be a totally different change in the coming weeks. So that's you're going to
It's
see
not
different
going to
type of football
happen.
as
It's
well.
not going to happen, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
I'll tell you why as well. Why it won't happen. Because Ten Hag had a full preseason. He came in at the start
Yeah.
of preseason. He had a full preseason to put his ideas into this team. And his team, if you watch them in preseason, was playing his way. And he's now just
Yes.
thrown the book out of the window and gone to play Conte's football or
It's
Mourinho's
different.
football. So
Harry, it's different. It's different. It's
he's
different.
panicked. For me, he's sort of
No, no.
panicked.
I disagree with that. I don't think he panicked at all. I think he just
if
knew
you
what
if
he
you
had
are
to
true
do.
to your philosophy, if you are true to your philosophy, you've had enough time to work with these players. You keep sticking to your philosophy. I
But
think, and
every
that's why
philosophy
that's
is
why
to
I
win
have a lot of
games.
question marks. That's why I still have question marks over Ten Hag. I genuinely have question marks. If Ten Hag and United would have dominated and played really good football against Arsenal yesterday, I would have given you guys credit. Right now, I've got a lot of question marks still, and I
Oh,
kind
it's
of I
fair
kind
enough.
of feel
It's fair enough. It's fair enough, Harry, because you do have the question marks, because obviously it's yeah. I mean, everyone would. A lot of people do have their question marks. Some United fans also do have question marks. I still do have some question marks, but I'm happy with the way that they have shown the character. It starts with the character. It starts with the discipline, and then from there, it develops
But
into something else.
isn't that what you guys said when Solskjaer came in the first 3 months?
Look, we don't. Let's not
Character,
talk about.
discipline.
Yeah. Let's not talk about the past.
So
We're talking about the present right
what's the
now.
true gauge of a team improving? It's the performance levels,
Yeah,
which is
it's the
what
performance
and
levels.
it's the performance level is the patterns of play which you don't really seem to analyze,
Yes.
which is why I have my question mark. Which is why I say until he
Okay.
does it and
And
he
he
imposes
will.
his style of play,
And
it's
he
like
will.
Solskjaer.
He will, Harry. He will. He will.
We will
It's just 6 games. He
we
will come
will
up with his
we will
style, and
have
you
to
will
wait
see.
and watch my prediction, guys, and I'm sticking my head out here. United will fall apart if they keep playing the
Yes.
same way, and I don't think
That's.
Ten Hag has done himself any favors the way he's gone about things.
Oh no. I think that's not fair. I think you got to give a bit of credit to him, because he has done absolutely well the last 4 games. He deserves a bit of credit. I think
He's stuck
he's
10
gonna be
people
doing
behind the
something.
ball, bro.
Dude, we are winning games. Dude, we're winning. We scored 3 goals yesterday against Arsenal. Come on, give us a bit of credit. We did something. Okay, we made something happen. We beat Liverpool. We beat Arsenal. Who's next? And by the way, Eugene said something. Harry is salty.
Well, I mean, I obviously am a bit salty because United are winning. I have no doubt about that. But Guys, if I'm wrong, come back in the comments and hammer me down the line. But this is my prediction, man. I'm sticking my
Okay.
head out. This is my prediction. This is not how you go about doing things if you want to be a successful man. This is basically just trying to get short-term results, which is what. And you tell me he's going to improve the team and his philosophy, right? How is he
Yeah.
going to have time with these players in the training ground? Because right now, from now onwards, it's 2 games a week. So you
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
any time with your players in the training ground anymore. And then the World Cup comes along. This is
Yeah.
another thing I'm going to say, guys. United would be one of the teams, in my opinion, that suffers the most because of the World Cup. And I'll tell you
Those are
why.
the players.
Because 90% of your players are participating in the World Cup. I
Yep.
was actually just going through it. Rashford is going to be at the World Cup. Sancho will be at the World Cup. Ronaldo will be at the World Cup. Anthony is going to be at the World Cup, playing
Yep.
for his team. Casemiro is going to be at the World Cup. Ericsson's going to be at the World Cup. Well, Scott McTominay is the only one who's going to stick around. Fred will be at the World Cup.
Yep.
Lisandro Martinez is going to be at the World Cup.
For
Rafa
sure. Yeah.
Varane is going to be at the World Cup. Dalot will probably go at to the World Cup as well. And a lot of other teams will have a lot of players that are not going to the World Cup. So that's where I think actually I don't know when he's going to get the time to impose his style of play.
Okay, fair enough, Hari. I mean, like what Keshav said, Eric Tenak players attacking football, but it's true that Man United are currently playing like Spurs now. So Hari, spot on there. You got that right. You said that they're playing like Spurs. So Keshav, another Liverpool fan. No, Keshav is the West Ham fan. Yeah. So he agrees with you. Thank you, Keshav, for that comment. Eugene, at the moment, a win is a win. MU is in a rebuild. I agree. Absolutely, a win is a win. And of course, BC Maguire also going to World Cup. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, BC, and welcome, of course. So yeah, I think Hari, thank you for sharing some insight of what you thought about United.
I
can
mean,
see
I just gave my perspective
lot
on things,
of
guys. Nothing against United;
and
they're getting results.
yeah,
I just,
but
I mean, I just, like I said, I just feel like even if it's a rebuild, man, Arteta's rebuild. I'll give you Arteta as a classic example. He's been in a rebuild, but at the moment he came in, he got his team trying to play a certain way, which is his identity.
yeah,
So the team gets used to it. I feel Ten Hag went to that and then went back to Solskjaer mode, which is my concern about the whole thing. But maybe I'm yet to be proven right. But the real test comes up when you play against teams. I mean, Liverpool do really well against City. If you know for a fact our results against City and teams like that is really good. Where we struggle is when teams sit back and have put
yeah.
10 people behind the ball. And United's test will be then when actually they have 10 people behind them and ask you to break down the team. I think that's
Uh,
where the challenge comes along.
You might be right, Harry. You might be right, but then again, I'm also looking forward to see what is in store, because all of us are, of course, looking to see what's Eric Ten Hag's all about, the coming games, middle of the game, middle of the season. What's he all about? How is United? Where is United going to be right now? But right now, a win is a win. We are taking every game as it comes. And the way I see it, what I like about this team, Harry, I mean, I totally understand where you're coming from. Don't get me wrong. What I like is what we did not see last season. We are seeing very much of this season in terms of character, in terms of the spirit, in terms of the team togetherness, like playing as a team. I think that's a lot of things that's a lot of positives, apart from just just that ideal of what people talk about Eric Ten Hag. I think that's also very, very, very important. So to have that in place right now, so quick, after losing to 4-0 to Brentford and coming back and being Liverpool and now against Arsenal, I think it's really, really going to take time. Are we going to make mistakes? Yes. Are we going to lose a few games? Yes. Are we title contenders? Absolutely not. Okay, I'm going to say that right now. I don't think United are title contenders. I'm not going to be head over heels about it. No, I'm going to be realistic. I like what's happening. I'm happy. It's good that we won 4 games in a trot. It's now to take every game as it comes, see what happens, and I'm sure that eventually, when time comes, of course, there will be a pattern of play. There will be something that identifies how United football is all about. So I
Right
feel
now,
it's
right
going to
now
come
it's
very,
Ole
very
Gunnar
soon.
Solskjaer part two lah. But basically,
No, don't
basically,
compare.
basically,
Come on,
basically,
come on.
basically, basically, that's what
Yeah,
basically. I mean, if I put a video back, this is what United fans were saying when Solskjaer first came in. We got unity finally. We're together. Mourinho out. These guys are playing for each other, and then it fell apart. I as a Liverpool fan, will say this now. When Klopp came in, we lost quite a few games, if you remember. But we were
Mhm.
okay with it at that point in time because we knew we were rebuilding, but we also knew we could see a pattern of play. We could see what Klopp was trying to do with this team, how he was trying to get the team playing.
Mm.
And that's what I don't see United right now. So you don't see what different they're trying to do as opposed to what Solskjaer did when he first came in. You don't see Ten Hag's football taking shape, which is my only concern. But I mean, apart from that, I mean, good luck to you guys, man. Good start.
Yeah, thank you very, very much, Harry. Of course, appreciate that. Of course, guys, United fans out there, of course, if you agree with Harry, disagree, if you want to share your comments, please comment on the channel below as well. Please give us your subscribe, do like us as well. And hey, guys, we are also very new on Telegram. So I've put the link below at the description. If you want to join our Telegram group, click on the link. We can talk football, of course, virtually off the show as well. And of course,
Let
you
me
can
let
also
me
be a guest on the show.
let me ask you something before we move on, Ram.
What is it?
From the United perspective, who impressed you, man, yesterday? Who stood out for you?
I think, in my opinion, of course, Ericsson definitely. He was my man of the match. I thought he was making those passes. He really, really, was creating chances out of nothing. I thought Bruno did a good captain's performance as well. I thought he was great. I thought Rashford was getting back to his best, slowly getting a bit more confident, in terms of scoring goals. And of course the defense, of course, all four of them. I thought they were brilliant. But if you ask me for one standout player, I would tell you Ericsson. Ericsson was the key man yesterday, in my opinion.
What about Arsenal? Were you impressed with them, and were you scared when Arsenal equalized?
I would say I was
Because
very impressed with Arsenal.
I thought for the majority of that game they were the better side actually.
I mean, yes, they were good. Arsenal played really well. I mean, they were the team that came all out. They went forward. They were controlling the game. They were having possession. But of course, end of the day, the United defense proved too strong. United managed to break through their defense. But overall, in my opinion, yes, Arsenal looked like a threat every time they play.
And I thought Martin Odegaard was brilliant, by the way. I thought when
he
he
was
came
brilliant.
off there,
He was
I
brilliant.
thought when he came off there, and Gabriel Jesus as well.
I didn't understand the three substitutes. I did not understand the three substitutes that Arteta made when they were still like.
But I understood it. And this is another point I'm going to make about United, by the way, which may sound salty. Which may sound salty again, but you will come back to reflect on it because I'm speaking about it from Liverpool experience this year. This is a very difficult year because the World Cup's coming up in November. There are going to be 3 games a week moving forward now. There's 3 games a week. There's a midweek game almost every week now.
Yep.
You have got to balance your squad. You've got to rotate your squad because you're going to pick up a lot of injuries. If not, and Liverpool is a prime example of that. If we don't rotate, we're as it is picking up injuries. Arsenal yesterday were actually were a weakened Arsenal, if you notice, because they didn't have Thomas Partey, they didn't have El Neni, they didn't have 2 or 3 of their central midfielders. So I think he was trying to manage the minutes. He didn't want Odegaard to pick up any kind of injury. So he was trying to manage the minutes of his players. And I think this could catch up with United because I see they start with Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes every game. And Eriksen, if you recall, he's 30 years old. He's already 30. He's been out of action for a while. Then he came back for Brentford as well. I think you could end up overplaying the guy. So that's one thing to keep a lookout for because I think right now all teams will have to rotate their players. If not, you're going to end up with quite a few injuries.
Yes, I mean there were talks about the squad depth, but anyway, we'll leave that for another episode. We'll talk more into that, dive deep into that. But thank you, Harry, for your insights in terms of what you said about Arsenal. I do agree they played really, really well. So, Harry, which game do you want to go next into?
Before we go on, I'm going to ask you a question. I mean, as a United fan, you're probably going to be biased here, but Gabriel Martinelli opens the scoring in that game. In my opinion, VAR shouldn't have called it a foul and it should have been given a goal. I thought it was quite controversial, that one. I wanted to get your thoughts on that goal because it could have changed the complexion of that game if Arsenal took the lead.
Yeah, possibly it could have changed the complexion, and whether it was a foul or not, well, to be honest, it was a foul in my opinion. I thought it was a foul because there was contact. There was no attempt to play the ball. There was contact. He fell, and it was clearly a foul. So, but credit to Arsenal because the way they played, the way they counter-attacked was really fast. And of course, Martinelli outpaced Dalot, to finish the ball into the net. So that showed that they also have a lot of pace, which is quite dangerous. So obviously, but in my opinion, it's still a foul. So United were lucky in that aspect. But hey, we opened the scoring in the end, and yeah, we went on to win. So that was just a brilliant game of football. And I think for the neutrals, I think it was a great game of football to watch both teams having a go at each other, having chances, of course, end of the day, managed to see a team win. So yeah.
Yeah. What about Anthony, man? Did he impress you on his debut?
It's just his debut, his first game. Obviously, he's still not fully match fit.
Scored a
Scoring the
goal.
goal,
Yeah.
scored a goal, good for him. I didn't expect him to score a goal. I also did not expect him to start, to be honest. But hey, he there was a reason why he started, and Ten Hag started him was because he can also track back. He was also trying to help defensively to make sure that there was no flow in the Arsenal attack. So that was the whole idea why he started as well. So yeah, I hope the next game Casemiro starts, Ronaldo starts, and of course, Martial is fit as well. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, because I thought, I mean, from bits and pieces I watched of the game, I thought Anthony was okay. He was tracking back pretty well as well. So he
yeah,
looks like a good player, man. He'll probably settle in and become a really good player for you guys. One thing I noticed about the guy, though, he's got that Eric Cantona kind of arrogance, but also he seems to have a bit of a short fuse. So something to look out for. He gives me the Darwin Nunez vibes from the first two games of Darwin Nunez, where he seems like he can get rattled quite easily. He's got a short fuse on him.
yeah,
There was a
yeah.
couple of times where he just jumped into a challenge because he was knocked off the ball and all, and he seems like a guy who can pick up a red card if you don't calm him down. He's got a short fuse on
Yeah,
him, but
still young, 22 years old. I believe around the same age as Darwin Nunez. A lot to learn.
yeah. So
So yeah,
I think teams may target that on him, but apart from that, he looks a good player.
yep, absolutely. Like the outfit on him, brilliant, absolutely. So just to go through some comments, of course, from BC, he said it's not a foul. It's a foul. Where got controversial? You say it's a foul. I don't think so. I think it's a foul. Definitely, it's a foul. Harry is like, I don't think so. It's a foul. Yes, it's a foul. And then he says, "Don't be too girl." Okay, fine. Okay, let's see. You mean where he's going to hit people? Okay. You mean where he will go on Anthony? Okay, hit touch. Okay, fine. So thank you for the comments, guys. Okay, so moving on, Harry. Which game do you want to talk about next? Which one do you want to talk about? The rest of the guys,
No, I'll leave it
because
to
we
you,
do have.
man.
Leave it to me.
What's
Okay,
up,
let's
man? Yeah.
talk. I think you know what we should do. Since we talked about United, let's go and talk about Liverpool. Let's do that. Let's talk about
Hmm.
Everton versus Liverpool. Now, Harry, I want you to really give me your thoughts about this game because I watched this game as well. I think, in my opinion, although it's a 0-0, I thought it was a very entertaining match. The post. I don't know how many times both teams hit the post. It was just not going in. But Jordan Pickford, I think, was the man of the match of the day. He really made some insane saves. I don't know what went on. He seems possessed. But go on, Harry. Tell the rest of us how you feel about the game, man.
No, I mean, I think, in my opinion, it was probably the game of the weekend, even though it was 0-0. It was probably one of the best matches of the weekend, even though it was 0-0. It was end-to-end stuff. I mean, I'm going to give credit to Everton here. They came out and attacked us as well. So it was
Yep.
end-to-end. We were attacking them. They were counter-attacking us. So I thought, yeah, I was impressed with Everton. I think they're going to be, and I was just looking through Everton's results this year. I don't think they've won a game yet, but I think they've drawn 4 games, 3 or 4 games, and they've only conceded like 3 or 4 goals. So they don't
Yep.
concede many goals this year
Yep.
since
Yep.
the start of the year. I think he's got them well drilled. They've got two really good centre backs in Tarkowski and Connor Cody. Um, very impressed with their midfield. I thought Onana is a brilliant signing. Amadou Onana. I think he's absolutely brilliant. We could do with a player like him. They have signed Idrissa Gana Gueye. They have Neil Maupay up front, who's a bit of a pest as well. And then, of course, they've got a lot of pace. They've got Anthony Gordon, who Chelsea was trying to sign, who's got
Mhm.
tons of pace and trickery. And then they've got Demarai Gray, who's got tons of pace as well. So the pace was kind of catching us a lot on the break. But yeah, really impressed with Everton, I've got to say. And I think they'll give teams a tough game under Frank Lampard. Actually, I think they'll give teams a tough game under Lampard because I think he's got them playing a decent brand of football. He's got some good players there, good players playing for him. From a Liverpool
Yep.
perspective, man, it's the same old story. We are struggling this year, and our struggles are in the middle of the park, which is what I've been
Yep.
saying week on week. We were playing with Fabinho and two 19-year-olds in midfield. And Fabio Carvalho. Actually, he's 20. He just turned 22 days ago. Fabio Carvalho and Harvey Elliott in midfield. And we can't afford to keep doing that against the big sides, man. We cannot afford to be playing too many youngsters against the big teams. So this is where our problem is right now. We have too many injuries. We have Henderson out now as well. We have Thiago out. We have Keita out. We have the Ox out. We have Curtis Jones out. We don't have any midfielders. But nonetheless, we hit the post, 3 times? And Jordan Pickford made the most saves of any keeper in the Premier League this season so far. I think he pulled off 6 or 7 stunning saves. including the save he made of Darwin Nunez, which I thought was one of the saves of the weekend.
Oh yes,
It
yes, it
was
was brilliant.
brilliant save. And then, of course, Diaz. And then he made a brilliant save from Firmino, a couple of brilliant saves from Firmino. And then he made a great save from Salah at the end, tipping it
Oh
onto the
yes,
post in
to the
stoppage
post.
time.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's one of those games. We came up against a good team, but we also came up against an outstanding keeper. We could have lost the game as well. There was a goal
Yep.
chalked off for offside, but that was rightly offside.
Alisson was brilliant too, by the way. I thought Alisson was brilliant.
Alisson
He
made two
he
good
was-
saves in comparison. He made two good saves. One was the Neil Maupay, which was brilliant. The other one, I thought, yeah, it was a good save, but I mean, nothing outstanding about it, as per se. But I thought Pickford by far was man of the match. On the plus side for Liverpool, I thought Joe Gomez had a very good game, and he seems to be rediscovering his form. And I'm also going to say that another big plus, I think, was we have finally got 5 attackers back. So we finally got Diogo Jota back fit. Darwin Nunez is back from his suspension. So we finally got 5 attackers available to us, which is a good sign. Finally, we're getting some players back. Thiago should be back. So guys, Liverpool fans watching the show, Thiago should be back in training today, I think. We also signed Artur Melo on loan from Juventus. I mean, we'll see how that one goes, but we have picked up another midfielder on loan. So that's good in terms of bodies. So yeah, hopefully things will start correcting themselves. On another plus point as well, we're unbeaten in 3 games now, so at least we've got a little bit of form going. And yeah, I think it's one of those games, man. We could have won the game. We should have won the game, but we
could have lost.
Oh, we could have lost the game, yeah, no doubt. But I think based on chances, it was a higher chance of us winning that game. We could have won that game, but in the end, we were throttled by a keeper who pulled on a world-class performance on the day, man.
Yeah, and I think, in my opinion, I thought watching Liverpool play these days, especially for the past few games, they've done really well against Bournemouth, of course, scoring 9 goals. But like what BC said, that's the only team that you have bullied. Apart from
we
that,
beat Newcastle 2-1, and Newcastle haven't lost a game this year apart from against us.
Correct.
Newcastle drew with Man City. The only team they lost to was us.
Yep, I understand that, but it was a tough game as well, So I understand, and this was a tough game as well. And I know that you guys are going to say about injuries. You guys have a lot of injuries list, and I hope, of course, you guys are hoping for all the players to come back. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, I mean, what do you think, aside from the injuries, what do you think is really missing from Liverpool at what they had last season? What do you think is really missing? When they go into these kind of games.
No, I think it's a bit of a couple of things. One is I think they played so many games last year. I think it's taken a bit out of them in terms of mental fatigue, etc. It's been a short preseason as well. So obviously some people are questioning their hunger, maybe because they've won everything. These players have won all the cups. But I don't think that's the issue. I'm going to say it again, man. I think it's the injuries. You can't write off that many. 10 injuries, 10 first teamers out will impact any team. We, at one point this season, we didn't have Nunez, we didn't have Jota, we didn't have Firmino. We have no midfielders. We had 4 midfielders out injured. We had 4 midfielders out injured.
Yeah.
And we also have to remember, anyone who criticizes our defending, we have Joe Gomez is our 4th choice defender. Konate has been out injured. Matip has been out injured as well. So we've got injuries all over the pitch. We have got our right back injured, which means we have to play Trent every game. Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of that as well. I think there was a need to freshen up midfield, which I think I already blame FSG for it, so I'm not going to say it again. We should have signed a couple of midfielders. We didn't do that, but there's no point harping about that. So I think there was a refresh needed in midfield. Salah is too wide, especially when Nunez plays. Yeah, I think it's a new formation and tactic that Klopp is trying out, which I'm open to. I'm open to it as long as I think Salah should play a bit closer towards Nunez, a bit more centrally. But we'll see how that works out, man. But apart from that, I think it's the injuries. I'm going to say it's 80% due to the injuries. We get our top players back, it changes, man. It's like saying this, man. It's like saying Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro out of your team. Go on, play the game, play the next game, see how you do. That's what we've had to do all freaking year, man. So I think a bit unfair.
I understand. I can see Hari's frustration. Can you guys see his frustration? He's just so frustrated. But of course, we do wish him all the best.
BC's point on no Mane, they won't admit it. Mate, without we were without Gini Wijnaldum when people said it, and we went all the way, won 2 cups, should have won the league, lost the league by 1 point. So I don't buy this. Sadio Mane last year was no longer a left winger for us. He was a central midfield attacker because he was not as good on the wing as Diaz is. So, I mean, I don't really buy into it. I mean, he was obviously a brilliant servant for the club, but players move on, man, and you move on as well. We're not no point sticking to the same old players. Maybe you guys are so used to sticking to Kane, you want him to play with you till he's 40 years old, man. But you got to move players on at times, my friend.
I just saw that coming. I mean, seriously. Okay, fair. Let's go to Lakshan now. Of course, Klopp made some tactical errors. Didn't know why he changed to 4-2-4 while playing Elliott and Fabinho in midfield. Hence, got exposed to counter attack, and Milner coming on for Trent was a mistake. What do you think, Harry?
Yeah, so I agree with this 100%. Changing to a 4-2-4. Actually, we were dominating the game once Bobby Firmino came in the second half, and I thought Klopp's substitutions actually killed the game for us because he put Milner at right back, took Trent out, and Everton were exposing us on Milner's side. Milner couldn't cope, and then Elliott was forced to play in the center with Fabinho, which he can't do. But in Klopp's defense, he actually has no choice right now because he has no other midfielders available to him. And he has to give Trent a rest in games, which is what I was talking to you about, Ram. With the games coming thick and fast right now, you need to rotate. We can't be playing Trent every game for 90 minutes because if not, he's going to pick up an injury as well. So he had no choice. He didn't have a right back available to him because Calvin Ramsey is injured. So he had to put Milner on at right back. I think the change he should have made, and I agree here, the change he actually should have made was Matip on and then move Gomez to right back and put Milner in the center with Fabinho. That's what I agree with Lakshan on. He did that later in the game, and then we got control back in the game. So I think that's the change he should have made first. We lost control for about 15, 20 minutes, and that was because of bringing Milner on at right back. So I think that was a wrong change, but no choice apart from that.
Okay. I can see that. But BC has a lot to say. BC has just a lot to say. He said Kane is world class. He said, why would you want to sell Kane? Don't argue for the sake of arguing. Yes. Players come and go. I can tell you this, Spurs still missing people like Dems and more.
Exactly. Okay. And when you lost...
Oh, Harry's frozen. Yeah, so he's about to say that exactly. Still missing Dems and Modric. So we'll wait for Harry to get back to reply to that. In the meantime, of course,
I was saying, exactly, man, exactly. Dembele went, Modric went, and we didn't go back to you guys and say, oh, because of you guys lost Modric, that's why you guys are collapsing. So what I'm trying to say here is Mane wanted to go. He has to go. He's 31 years old. At some point, you move players on. But again, in the case of Spurs, because you can't really sign anyone, chances are not many players want to sign for you guys as well. So you have no choice. You keep Kane till he's 35 years old is what I'm trying to say. And you force the man to stay with you, even though he wants to leave for Man City. So, my friend, it's not arguing for the sake of arguing. We don't miss Mane. We have other issues on the side. If you were without Bentancur, Højbjerg, and you had to play games, we'll see how that works out.
Okay. And, of course, Lakshan has something to say as well as Robertson coming on for Simicas was not a mistake. Robertson didn't make any forward runs.
I agree with this as well, 100%. I thought Simicas was actually excellent. When he played from the start. I thought he was having a really good game, and I don't know why he took him off for Robertson. One of those. Again, I think he was trying to rotate and keep players fresh, but I didn't agree with that substitution as well. So Lakshan, spot on, my friend.
Okay, and just to answer to your question, Harry, about how long they want to keep Kane for, BC says it's going to be until 45 years old. So, okay, well done, BC.
So 45. The thing is, as a club, I actually have a lot of respect for Spurs, man. In general, I think they're a good. I like the way they play football. Ever since they've played the game, they always play the game the right way. I think Conte is doing a good job for the club as well. I expect the thing about fans out there, unbiased fans out there, what they don't understand is Liverpool has been giving a fight to City all these years. If not, City just walks away with the title year in, year out. So when Liverpool has a drop in some way or the other, instead of taking the piss out of us, my friend, imagine if we weren't there, it would be one hell of a boring season and league every year.
But Harry, since talking about Spurs,
the teams we should take a piss out are teams that are run by freaking countries like City. Liverpool try to do things the right way.
Of course, yes, run by countries. Even I don't like that, Harry. I would never want, this oil-rich countries to buy United or any other club. I think it just spoils the whole market, destroys everything, and it just goes to waste. So speaking about Spurs, of course, we are talking about Spurs. So let's move on to the game. Did you catch the Spurs games, Harry? Did you watch the Spurs and Fulham game by any chance?
No, I didn't watch the game. To be honest,
Mm-hmm.
I was unable to watch the game. I know they won 2-1. Harry Kane scored, and then I think Richarlison scored, celebrated by taking his jersey off, got yellow carded, and then only to be told by VAR
Yes,
that it
yes.
wasn't a goal. So that was interesting. That's what I read about it. I think from what I saw, Hugo Lloris made a stunning save from Mitrovic in the game as well. Uh,
Mhm.
but yeah, so I mean, I think I mean Spurs are getting the results, man. Uh, I wouldn't say they're a side I would watch week in week out now. They're not the beautiful Spurs of before in terms of performances, but they're very efficient. They're getting results under Conte, and they're a real threat to the top four. I think they make the top four easily this year. I actually think they will beat City this weekend as well, because I think the formula they have under Conte will get the better out of City as well. So very impressed with Spurs digging out results, getting results, and very efficient the way they play the game and pick up results. Uh,
Mhm.
as a neutral, though, not the best games to watch Spurs, because in general, I don't think they're very free flowing, no matter who they play.
Yeah, and I just want to ask Spurs fans, what's going on with Son Heung-min? I mean, he's not been really scoring goals. I'm just wondering because he's one of my favorite Spurs players. And to watch that partnership with him and Kane come alive, you always and almost certainly see a goal. Either one of them will actually score. So, yeah, what's going on with Son? BC or Eugene or any of the Spurs fans, let us know. What are your thoughts about it? And do you think he's going to come back to his form, back to his best to score goals? And BC, of course, he has to say, not scoring low, lol. Okay. Is that the only problem? He's playing well otherwise. Okay. And of course, he's saying Leno was solid the other day. Okay, good, great, fantastic. Leno was solid. Matter of time.
Actually,
Yeah.
I want to ask a question to BC as well.
Yeah.
Is Son Heung-min not scoring just a case of him? I mean, one of those times. I mean, basically, going through a bad patch, or do the tactics not really suit him? The kind of player he is, maybe he's better in a free flowing attacking side, for example. Do you think it's an issue of tactics which are not suited to him, which is why he's not banging in the goals currently, or do you think it's just a matter of time? Let us know, man, BC, because I'm just curious,
Yeah.
man. He's gone off the boil a little bit. Kulusevski is, I think, a brilliant signing. He's been absolutely brilliant. Harry Kane, of course, is in good form. The one area of the pitch where I will say Spurs are light is in middle of the midfield. I think they've got Højbjerg, Bissouma, and Bentancur. I mean, Skip is not really the best of players in my opinion, but so if they get overplayed, if there's an injury in that part of the field, the rest of the field, I think they've got really good cover. It's in the middle of the midfield where I don't know if they have sufficient cover in there.
Oh well, like what BZ is saying, last season also same tactic, so it could be that. So of course we have four in the center. Okay.
Or maybe I missed. Who did I miss out? I missed out. Well, there's Bentancur, there's Højbjerg, there's Skip, and there's Bissouma.
Did we miss out anybody?
No, I think those
Did
are
we?
the four. I don't quite. I mean, Skip, I think is okay. I don't rate him as highly as I rate the other three, which is why I feel they're a bit light in that department.
And your earlier you said something about Spurs beating City, right? Harry, you said something that Spurs might beat City, correct?
I think they will get a result, whether it's a win or a draw, but they will get a result.
Yeah, but here's what Eugene has to say about that. He says, "No way, Haaland will rip Dyer apart."
That's a really good point. The man has got 10 goals in the league already this season in 6 games.
10. Yep.
10 Premier League goals in 6 games. That's a really good point, man. I totally forget about him. He's going to score goals, man.
Like I said before, it's not about Haaland getting used to the physicality of the Premier League. It's the Premier League getting used to his physicality, and defenders are just gonna suffer. But you never know. I think I would love the retrospect of Spurs beating City any day. I would love that idea. It would be nice to see someone, of course, beating City as well. So yeah, let us know your predictions. What do you think is going to happen that game? Big game, of course, and of course, yeah, let us know in the comments below. And do join us on our Telegram chat as well, because we welcome all of you, all football fans, to join us, talk football, go crazy, have lots of fun. And of course, it's a way for you to also be a guest on our show. So yeah, click on the link at the description below. Okay, so moving forward, Harry, I think there's one game we do have to talk about. I mean, there's two more games. I'm just going to go through very quickly. Did you catch the Chelsea game, Chelsea West Ham?
Oh, this game, again, they're saying maybe again I'm wrong here, but I thought West Ham. I don't think Chelsea deserved the win. I thought Chelsea were
I
poor.
agree. I agree.
I thought
100%.
Chelsea were really poor, and they got
They
lucky
were
in this
boring.
game. They
They
got
were
very
boring.
lucky in this game. I thought West Ham should have had an equalizer as well.
Yep.
Yes, his foot did touch the keeper, but I thought the keeper made the most of that, man. He was never going to get to the ball anyway. The ball had
Yep.
already gone miles. He was not getting to the ball. So why are you blowing for a foul that he was never getting to that, and Cornet was going to score in any case. So I don't know, man. I thought Chelsea got extremely lucky in the game, and they don't look in good shape at all, man.
They don't. They don't.
They've spent like 200 plus million pounds, and I don't know, man. I don't think they've been. They don't look really good. They look quite a boring side. They don't create many
Yeah.
chances. They look a poor outfit, if you ask me. So far, so I don't know, man.
I think.
Not
I
impressed
think.
by them so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think going forward they lack something as well. They can easily concede goals. I think they are capable of conceding a lot of goals. Scoring wise, they don't really have that ability to really take on defenders as well as they did last season,
It may
Harry.
change, right? It may change because Aubameyang is in. He may start the next game or whatever that may be, and they may score goals. But yeah, I mean, in my honest opinion, they're not playing good football. They're getting lucky in one or two games. I have not been impressed with Chelsea at all. Maybe Aubameyang makes the difference for them moving forward. One quick thing I would like to say before we move on to the next game round, because there's nothing really to talk about this game apart from that. I thought Declan Rice was man of the match, man. I thought he was awesome. I was very impressed with Declan Rice again. The way he ran the show from midfield, was making lung-busting runs with the ball as well. Very, very impressed with Declan Rice.
Yeah, I mean, Declan Rice always tends to impress. When he puts on that West Ham jersey, he really plays his heart out.
I hope Liverpool have been saving all the money up for
Oh,
next
no.
summer. For next summer to sign Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think any of them is going to come to Liverpool.
If they pull that off, then it's all worth it.
I don't think so. What do you guys think? I mean, Harry just brought a very interesting point. He thinks that both Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice could, end up in Liverpool someday. Let us know what you think down there.
I would love both of them, but I think one of them will definitely end up in Liverpool, and it probably will be Jude Bellingham.
Okay. Very, 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 very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So yeah, there you go. Chelsea lucky win 2-1. West Ham definitely deserved at least a draw. But sad for them, they did not actually do it. So Chelsea fans out there, I'm sure you're happy, sad, I don't know. But anyway, there's a point from BC. He says they will pay Tony Van de Beek.
No. Borussia Dortmund. Oh, is it Borussia Dortmund, I think? Or Tony?
No, they will pay Borussia Dortmund 150 million. Okay, fine. Okay, let's see. What happens. Okay. All right. I think there's one more game to talk about, Harry. I think this last game, of course, we have to talk about this because it's concerning the champions of the Premier League last season against Aston Villa.
Steven Gerrard's job is safe for another week. If not, he was in trouble, isn't it? Safe for another week. Great result by Villa, man. Even though I thought City should have won the game by 3 or 4-0, they were so dominant. They created so many chances. But Aston Villa hung in there, and then scored a brilliant goal through Leon Bailey. But good for the league, man. Villa, think about it, right? City have drawn 2 games out of the first 6. One of them was against Newcastle, and one is against Aston Villa. So not really big powerhouse teams. And they were 2-0 down against Crystal Palace as well before they had to come back and win. So they haven't been flying as well, even though Erling Haaland's been scoring a lot of goals. A lot of teams that are playing against City, they're conceding a lot of goals as well, City. So I think there's hope for the rest of the league because they don't look like they're flying completely as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I think this is a good way for Aston Villa to get back their confidence. Of course, they started off really badly. Of course, they had one win, and of course, Steven Gerrard's job looked like as if it's going to be up to scrutiny. But he saved his job with a draw. I think that's a good point. Earned against Manchester City. But let's see what happens next. Harry, do you think Villa can actually move on from this and really, win the next few games? Do you think it's possible?
Don't know, man. We'll have to wait and watch whether it gives them the confidence to move on from this. I don't know, man. Steven Gerrard's having a rough time there. So let's see. We'll have to wait and watch how this works out for Villa.
And for City, do you think it's just a blip? It's like just a blip.
No, it's more than that. They've been, like I said, they've been dropping a few points this year already. They're conceding goals, which is why I think Spurs will get something out of the game. I actually think, maybe controversial here again, but I think they're extremely. I mean, Haaland's unbelievable, right? But at the start of the
Yeah.
season, they've been extremely reliant on Haaland and De Bruyne.
Yep.
I think De Bruyne was unbelievable again. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, right? Because they're going to have to rotate them at some point as well, and they're still conceding goals. So they're not really invincible. Although Haaland looks like an absolute beast and a machine.
Oh, he's insane.
I think
He's a
he may end up
bulldozer.
scoring like 40, 50 goals this year.
He's absolutely insane, and of course, I think, yeah, you're right. He might, like I said, right, he might score 30, 40 goals this season. Good luck to him. Of course, hope he doesn't get injured, but hey, he could be the star of the Premier League, and let's see what happens, of course. And yes, that means, yes, City drew 1-1 with Aston Villa, a point
Who
each.
who
Good.
who's United playing next?
Crystal Palace away.
Oh, it's a difficult game, man. Palace is in
It
really
is.
good form. Palace
I
is in
know.
really good. They're playing some extremely good stuff under Patrick Vieira.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say, oh, we're going to trash them. No, no, no. I'm not going to say anything like that. I
And
think,
Wilfred
yes, I
Zaha
am
has got a
aware.
point to prove as well, isn't it?
He is definitely got a point of proof because a former United player, of course, and now he's in Palace, and I think he has a lot of things to prove, and I think that he will. I think he will definitely prove it to be very difficult for the defense to handle him. But I still do think that United will nick that all important goal and probably just scrape past the victory. I think they will win, but it will not be like free flowing football. I think it'll just be the 1-0, 2-1 kind of win.
And
That's
another
what I think.
question, man, is Rashford injured? He seemed to come off holding his hamstring yesterday.
It seemed to, but during the course of the interviews that he had, I think there was no indication that he was going to miss the next game. So I think he should be fit to start, and I would be happy, if he was rested as well. He's really been playing very well in the past few games, but I do want to see Ronaldo start as well. So let's see what happens. I'm fine with it.
Give us
I'm
your
fine with
prediction
him
for the game,
starting.
Ram.
I think it's going to be 2-1 to United. 2-1 to United.
I'm going to say
Yeah.
3-1 to Palace.
Always the
Yeah.
case. I'm not surprised.
No,
Harry.
I've been very impressed with Palace this year. I'm just going to say that as well.
I am.
Not
I
much.
am.
I
I
think
am.
very, very impressed with Palace.
I am impressed too. I think they could have done better against City. I thought they had a chance of actually seeing the win against City, but unlucky for them. Definitely, they have a fighting chance to really, really probably end up in the top half of the table. I think they do. But yeah, but I want my team to win, so I still think United is going to win the game. Definitely
Okay.
for sure.
Interesting.
But yeah, so Harry, just before we end the show, guys, and just before we end, I just want to highlight this as well. A very, very important thing, very quickly. There were two games that ended up in the score 5-2. This is surprising. Just very quickly, of course, you see Brighton scoring 5 past Leicester. I don't know what's
Rogers
happening
for
to
the
Leicester.
sack. Rogers for the sack. I
Rodgers
think
for
he's
the
getting
sack.
sacked.
Absolutely, I think so too. I think this is going to be his final curtain call if it doesn't
On
make
the
any
other side,
changes.
I watched this game. Brighton were unbelievable. They are an awesome side under Graham Potter, and I'm just going to throw this out there, man. I hope no one picks him up because if and when Klopp leaves in 2026, I hope Liverpool bring Potter in as their manager. He's an outstanding manager. They play good football. They have been improving year on year. He improves players, man. He sold
Yeah.
Bissouma, and he's got players
I,
like
I
Seisedo and Mwepu playing unbelievably for him in middle of midfield.
yeah,
Not just that,
I think
Alexis McAllister, guys, watch this guy play. Argentinian who plays for them in the middle of midfield. Scored a stunning free kick. He was awesome as well.
yeah, I think he was brilliant. McAllister was absolutely to score 2 goals, right? He was brilliant. He was brilliant that game. I saw the game as well. But one more thing I have to say, I think the recruitment for Brighton is absolutely amazing. They've done some really good business. They've brought in players, they've sold players, they've done some awesome business this season. I think you're right about Graham Potter. Remember we were talking about who to replace Ole last time, and I said, Graham Potter would be one of the guys I would consider to be at United as well. So if you think Graham Potter could take the hot seat, from Klopp when he leaves, very interesting.
I would love that. I like the guy, man. I'm a big fan of the guy. By the way, MU and Arsenal praying on Thursday. What do you mean by that? Is MU playing in the Europa League on Thursday or?
No, praying or playing.
Is MU playing in
should
Europa
be
League? No.
should be. I think he's talking about the Europa League. Yes, that's for sure, of course. And that's of course Liverpool. And of course Liverpool's going to say, "Oh, we are in the Champions League. You guys are just this." Whatever, Harry is okay. I get it.
No. I think. I mean. Apart from that, right? I didn't realize I didn't realize United are in the Europa League as well, because if you are in the Europa League, managing the Thursday Sunday games is one hell of a difficult job, lah. Teams always
For
struggle with
sure.
that. So yeah, we'll see how that works out.
For sure, everything's going to be very difficult. Of course, we're looking forward to a great games coming up next week. Do catch our show as well. We're going to continue to bring you a lot of updates. A lot of reviews, previews. Lots and lots of football talk. At the same time, once again, for all of you fans out there, like us, like our comments, catch us on Facebook Live, Twitter, YouTube. Give us your comments, your like, as well as also clicking on our Telegram link. Join us. We want to talk football with you guys. We want to get to know you. We want to bring you on our show as a guest. So yeah, we are the Plot Malaysia, of course, and we want more people to join us. So Harry, anything you want to say?
No, nothing else,
Before we
guys.
end?
Like Ram put it perfectly, man. Hit the like button. Do subscribe to the show, and we'll be coming back with more content and review shows on a weekly basis to talk football and to debate and to get into arguments.
Yes, I think today was a very interesting argument, Harry. You really, really surprised me. I was like, whoa, Harry is on fire today. But nevertheless, I'm a happy man, so I'm totally fine with it. I'm very happy that we went on with this. So thank you, Harry, once again. Catch you on the next show. So signing off from the Plot Malaysia. This is the show for the fans.
By the fans.
Take care, guys. Take care.